in Shavasana. So just laying down with your head facing the front of the room. And just take a moment to settle into your practice today, to just arrive in this space. Taking a couple of breaths. After you take a couple of deep breaths, just letting the breath flow naturally in the body, just coming into awareness of the space around you, the support beneath you. And just noticing how you are arriving in your practice today, just beginning to tune into the body. We are in a new month and a new theme. So we are continuing to work through the Reiki principles as themes applied to our practices. This month, our Reiki principle or mantra for the month is going to be just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not be angry. And our focus here is releasing anger and fostering peace in the body and the mind and the spirit. Anger is a valid emotion, but what I'd like to focus on here is remembering that it's not our essence. And often anger arises out of maybe boundaries being approached or crossed, or our body asking us to listen to something, to tune in. Maybe there's something there that you need to focus on and pay attention to. So, this practice invites us to reflect and respond to our anger rather than react. So, when we have challenges come up in life, as we do, to meet that with compassion and understanding by taking time to learn to pause and to soften the grip of anger and to begin to learn from it and turn it into a source of empowerment and connection. So, our yoga practices will be focused on grounding postures, pranayama, breath work, stabilizing these emotions, and creating space for reflection. We'll focus today on our hips and shoulders, where anger often resides in the body. So go ahead and just tune in, thinking of if there's anything you're angry about or upset about right now, maybe setting that intention to release that. Could be something small that happened before you arrived, something that's been weighing on you for a longer period of time. Maybe setting an intention in your practice today to reflect on that. Take a look as we take inward postures, turning our gaze inward, contemplating where that arises from. And let's just draw the soles of the feet together to walk the legs in, coming into a supported butterfly. You can let the knees fall open and placing blocks or under the knees or the thighs. And taking a couple of cleansing breaths as you arrive here, just beginning to feel into the hips, Play around with where you want your feet to be, closer in towards the body or further out. And placing the hands on the belly or on the rib cage. And just coming into the breath, just noticing the rise and fall of the belly, the rib cage. See if you can find some evenness between the shoulders, maybe adjusting them a little here. And just begin with the breath, just noticing the breath as we begin to move into our practice today. Use the hands to draw the knees in towards each other, moving the blocks to the side if you have blocks with you. Drawing the knees in towards the body, give a little squeeze and maybe a little rock side to side. Just massaging the lower back. And drop the feet back down, taking a couple of windshield wipers with the knees back and forth. Nice and slow. Just feeling into that hip joint. And then letting the knees fall to the right. You can press through the soles of the feet and lift the hips, shift the hips over to the left, draw the knees in a little, and over to the right, coming into a supine twist. You can use blocks or a blanket here to support the knees if you'd like to have them a little more off the ground, or if you'd like a block between the knees. Making any adjustments that you need to feel supported here. Bringing the arms out to a T, and then maybe drawing the gaze over the left shoulder, towards the left shoulder, left fingertip. Anchoring that left shoulder down towards the mat. Taking a breath here and just noticing the belly. Noticing how it is to breathe here and drawing awareness to any sensations that begin to arise for you. As we come into these twisting postures, thinking about connecting with our solar plexus. This is a place of empowerment. And when we sometimes let our anger take over, we feel like maybe we lose control sometimes, or that we feel depleted in this area. We don't feel strong. We feel defensive. And just looking at those sensations in this area and noticing what that might feel like as we move through our practice this month, just being aware of sensations in our body and really thinking about cultivating a practice of pause, and instead of moving or shifting right away, noticing and really asking ourselves what we need. And that brings us into a place of empowerment where we have the power within us to pause and to reflect and then to respond as needed. On your inhale, slowly come back up through center. Release the block, setting it aside, shifting the hips back through center, and just pulling the knees in towards the body here. Giving them another little squeeze. And then we'll drop the feet back down, hip distance apart. And we'll come into a half happy baby, just drawing that right knee in and then taking a grip wherever you can, either on the outside of that right foot or the shin or the big toe, and bringing that right foot towards the ceiling, knee bent, like you're walking on the ceiling. You can let the left knee kind of flop open for a counterbalance here. And stretching through that right hip. Making any gentle movement, maybe a little rock side to side, or lengthening and then bending that knee. Anything that feels nourishing here. And left knee draws back in. Drop that right foot down. And we'll press into the soles of the feet, lifting the hips and shifting them over to the right, drawing the knees in a little and coming into that supine twist on the opposite side. Using props as needed. And then bringing the arms out to a T, connecting the shoulders with the earth. And bringing your gaze maybe towards that right shoulder, towards the fingertips. Bringing our mantra into our practice. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will not be angry. And draw the knees back through center. Nice and slow, removing props to the side, shifting the hips back through center. And just taking a couple of windshield wiper motions with the knees back and forth. release. And drawing that left knee in towards the body, taking that half happy baby on the opposite side, grabbing on wherever you can, drawing the knee down towards the earth. Right knee can flop open here for balance. And taking any tiny movement here that feels good. And release the grip, bringing both feet down to the mat. And in whatever way is intuitive to you, coming into tabletop or cat-cow. Use a blanket for your knees if you like. Knees stacked under the hips, wrists under the shoulders, tops of the feet pressed into the mat and pressing in through the palms of the hands and the fingertips, kind of gripping the mat here. On the inhale, drop the belly, gaze rises, tailbone rises. Exhale around the spine, broadening through the shoulders, tuck the tailbone. Gaze comes towards the navel. Inhale, dropping the belly. Gaze comes forward, maybe a little skyward. Tailbone rises. And just move through these at your own pace for the next minute or so. Just feeling into the edges of your body, how you're beginning your day today. Noticing if there's anywhere in the body that's speaking to you, maybe holding on to some anger. If there was something that you were looking to release, where is that showing up in the body? What type of sensation is arising for you? And come back to a neutral spine, tuck the toes. Just walk the hands back, coming into a little bit of a toe squat here. Pressing the hips back towards the heels. Don't you feel a sensation there? Feel a little stretch. Just breathing here, stretching through our roots, our little tap roots, our toes, tapping into the earth. If you'd like to walk the hands all the way up, you can. I won't be here too long. Get a little intense, so if you need to come back down, hands to the mat, you can. And it's more intense sensation. See if you can tune in and pause And just be with the sensation as long as you're not in pain. Be with that little bit of uncomfortable feeling arising in the body, giving ourselves space to pause and reflect. And then untuck the toes, coming back through tabletop. Tap the tops of the feet on the mat if you haven't already, just tapping some of that energy out. And we'll move into a pigeon pose on the right side. So if you'd like to take this from a supine position, you can, and you can draw your knee towards your right knee towards your right wrist. And bring the right ankle out, lowering down. You can bring a block underneath that right hip. So we're coming into this posture. Your right shin can be wherever it is. It doesn't need to be parallel to the top of the mat. The ankle can be further in. Left leg comes out long, and we can come up on the hands here, or you can come down to the forearms. You can bring your bolster to support the forearms if you'd like. Wherever feels like a good place to be here, we want to find our edge where we feel that sensation, and then find where we can find stillness in that without shifting a lot, finding a moment to pause. Your gaze comes down towards the mat. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And take a breath here. Notice what's arising for you. We'll come into our new affirmation for the month, bringing that into our practice. I release anger with compassion. I am at peace in the present moment. I release anger with compassion. I am at peace in the present moment. And when we use these affirmations or mantras, there's an invitation here to see the relationship, how we are relating to this. If we're feeling resistant to it, we might be thinking, I am not at peace in the present moment. And just noticing how that changes throughout your practice, throughout the moments you're in the posture, throughout our day, and throughout our month-long practice as well. I release anger with compassion. I am at peace in the present moment. Walk the hands back if you are up on a prop or down on the forearm. Releasing props to the side. Coming back through tabletop. Maybe bringing that right leg out, tucking the toes and just stretching through that leg. Making any movement in the hip here. That feels good. Release. And then coming into the other side, drawing the left knee towards the left wrist. Opening up that hip. So we bring the ankle towards the wrist. Placing props as needed. Maybe under that hip. Right leg comes out long. Making any adjustments to alignment here. Noticing the difference from one side to the other. One side may feel a little more open, a little more at ease. Just the nature of our bodies, no judgment. And then finding where you can be in stillness here, wherever that is. We don't want to be in pain, making adjustments to feel supported or take different modifications, even if that's just laying down, coming into Shavasana or however you'd like to be. And as you arrive here, maybe just drawing awareness back to that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice today. Allow each exhale to bring a little release into that left hip. Notice if you're holding on to tension anywhere that it's not needed. Relax the jaw, soften the forehead. Walk the hands back. Release prop. Coming back through tabletop. You'd like to extend that left leg back and just stretch through the back of that leg. Release the hip. We'll bring the big toes together, knees towards the edges of the mat, however far apart you'd like them to be. Walk the hips back for a wide leg child's pose, yanking the hips down towards the heels, and then walking the hands out and coming to rest on a bolster or bringing the heart space towards the earth, forehead to the mat, or to a block if you need, or a bolster. Deep belly breaths here, softening the belly, softening the heart space, turning the gaze inward. Releasing any anger from the heart space that you may be carrying today. Releasing any stories from the mind about that anger or anything else. Gaze comes towards the fingertips. Walk the hands back, coming up nice and slow. We'll come to Sukhasana, easy seated pose. We'd like to have blocks under the knees here for support. You can. And just taking a moment here to connect with the base of your spine, the earth, the hips, finding some evenness in the sit bones. Spine lengthening on the inhale, crown reaching, shoulders dropping down away from the ears. See if you can let the belly be soft here. Soften the jaw, the forehead. And draw awareness to the shoulders. And just begin to notice how they're feeling today. Feeling a little stiff. They feel open. Maybe drawing the shoulders up towards the ears and making some gentle circles. Seeing what sensations arise here. One way and then going the opposite way. Maybe stretching into the neck a little, drawing the chin towards the chest. And inhaling, bringing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Exhaling back through center, left ear to the left shoulder. Just taking these half circles. A little gentle stretch in the neck. Coming back through center. We'll do eagle arms here. It's an option. You can also just grab either shoulder. In eagle arms, we're going to wrap the right arm under the left. So bring the arms out in front, wrap the right arm under the left, and then bring the forearms towards each other. And this may look like this, it may look like this. You can just grab onto the shoulders if that feels better to you. Or if you can or want to, try to press the forearms together and take a little bit of a wrap here. We're broadening through the shoulders. If you have eagle arms, we want the elbows to be lifted here, arms to be parallel, hands away from the face. We're just stretching through the backside of the shoulders, broadening in this space. Taking a couple of breaths here. If you'd like to tuck the chin in towards the chest, notice how that changes the sensation. Maybe bowing forward, rounding the spine a little, and breathing wherever you are. Allowing that inhale to create space in the shoulders. And the exhale, a gentle release. And uncross the arms, slowly coming up. We'll walk the hands behind us, elbows bent, bringing the heart center forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening through the front side of the heart space. Gaze comes towards the sky, lifting through the heart center. And And straighten the arms, walk the hands back up. And the opposite side, wrapping that left arm under. We're bringing the left arm under and grabbing the right shoulder, left shoulder with the right hand, however you want to take this. If you have the arms crossed in eagle arms, checking in with those elbows, with the hands away from the face and pressing the forearms together to broaden through the backside, through the shoulders, lengthening the crown skyward. And then tucking the chin in towards the chest, noticing the difference here. And then again, if you'd like to round the shoulders and the spine coming further down, you can. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. Round it down, releasing the arms, unwinding. Maybe taking just some circles with the arms here, in whatever way feels good to you. And then we'll bring the legs out wide to a V shape or dragonfly. Have the blocks nearby. And again, rooting down through the sit bones, through the base of your spine. Dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. Lengthening through the crown. And taking a couple of breaths here. Flex the toes towards the body. Stretching through the back of the legs. And just notice what it feels like here. And if you'd like to hinge at the hips, keep the spine straight. Walk the hands out. Notice where that edge is for you, where that sensation deepens, becomes a little more spicy. And then let the head hang heavy, let the spine round. And you can use your blocks here to support your forehead, however you'd like, stacking them at a height that is comfortable for you to rest. Bringing your forehead to the block. Release the palms down to the earth. Let the arms rest. You're holding on to any tension, any anger in the shoulders.
letting it roll down the back and into the earth. Taking this time, turning inward to just notice and reflect what's coming up for you here in regards to the anger. Is there something that has sparked it? What does that look like? On your next breath, walk the hands back, slowly coming up. Coming back into a comfortable seated position, wherever that is for you. And bringing the hands to the heart space and just connecting here for a moment. Taking a couple of cleansing breaths in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And again, in through the nose. Exhale, release. As we begin to close our practice, reflecting on gratitude. Gratitude for bodies that can move through this practice in any way whatsoever. Gratitude for this time and space to practice together. Gratitude for our anger as a messenger to pause, to reflect, and to respond with compassion and kindness to ourselves and others. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. May you walk in loving kindness. May you share your unique gift. May you remember your true essence is love. Thank you. Thank you.